It's weird that we all know Epstein was killed, right? It was talked about a lot at the time, but there's always something new around the corner to redirect people's attention. Just like we all know OJ did it. What can you do? And we all know Casey Anthony murdered her daughter. Blackmail is a hell of a control system. While I would not be shocked to find out that he was murdered, the evidence for that is way overstated. It is at least as likely that people were paid off to look the other way while he actually did kill himself. Or that the prison was simply super incompetent and allowed him to kill himself when they shouldn't have. You can make a pretty plausible case for all three scenarios. And it's not like he was a whistleblower who was silenced or something. The guy had plenty of motivation to kill himself and had already tried. All we know for sure is that he's dead. AFAIC, he had it coming and society is the better for it. We think it's extremely likely, but none of us know. It's a lot worse that Ghislaine is in prison for trafficking kids around the globe. To no one? They found the whole book and a pile of evidence in the safe, but oops, lost it all. All they remembered conveniently is that she is naughty. But conveniently none of the rich powerful men she was serving kids to will ever be held accountable. She was trafficking kids to nobody. And her accomplice killed himself during a freak camera failure in guards' break time, when he happened to have a roommate known to be a murderer. Right, it's so blatant that it makes me question if he's even dead or if they snuck him out the back door of the hospital once he got there. Lol. Anybody who doesn't think it's fishy is either a Fed or a pedo. Or a Clinton. Which might be both. There's nothing anyone can do now. And why would we? I honestly can't harbor sympathy for him. It's not okay that he might have been killed. But he is no one I'd waste a tear or drop of sweat over. I'm generally not a cold and callous human. I think prisoners should be treated with some dignity and like humans. No matter their crimes. They are people. If any evidence ever came put as to who killed him, if anyone, I would support a prosecution. I just don't care enough about his death to think resources are best spent there. It sounds kind of hypocritical, but meh. Casey Anthony is walling among us. Tons of injustice in the world. No one really cares that he was whacked is why there's no questions into how it happened. Most people are just okay with the fact that it happened because he was a disgusting pedophile. Rapist. It's entirely possible but not certain by any means. A former king, aristocrat with vast wealth and a life of leisure, faced with imprisonment and misery for the rest of his life, is totally a person you'd expect to kill themselves. Revenge might be motive, but cover-up is unlikely as Maxwell still lives and the list is known to investigators. Once you dig into the facts a bit, it's less obvious he was killed. The reason he was on suicide watch was he had already attempted suicide before. So him killing himself is not completely out of the question, even if it does conveniently benefit a lot of powerful people. Then again, Ghislaine Maxwell is still alive. Like a dude got whacked and everyone acknowledges that, yeah, that's most likely what happened, but we just move on and no one really talks about it. Edit. BTW, I'm not getting into who did it or conspiracy side of it, cause that's a whole can of worms. That is the conspiracy side of it. If you don't know what happened and you're postulating about a whack hit job, it's a conspiracy. I think the guards let the other inmates get first crack at him because nobody likes a chomo. Plot twist. He was not even killed, but got escaped. Seriously, how do you even know he was killed? Commonplace in the joint. People end up hanging themselves, and it leaves for some questions, but hardly anyone gets in trouble. It's definitely plausible, but part of the problem is that the people who talk about it the most and the loudest also talk about some other pretty insane and implausible stuff. You mean the guy who tried to kill himself the week before? Wrong.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. TooAfraidToAsk is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.